Welcome to Confraternity 2024. We are coming to you live from Jack Manskey Oval. It's been 44 years since this competition started, and it's getting bigger and bigger. My name's John Devine. Michael Crutch is to my right, but before I get to him, we've got to thank our major sponsors, CQ University, Strutty Sports, the NRL and the QRL for supporting the carnival, the Confraternity of Brothers Clubs, the Carbine Club, Dun Elra Medal and the Reg Cannon Medal donated by the Carbon Club, Catholic Schools Parents Queensland, the Brisbane Broncos, the Dolphins, Cowboys and Titans, our life members, men who have made and built this Confraternity Carnival to what it is today. Good morning, warm conditions here as you'd expect, and I'm very happy about that, Michael Crutcher. It's warm, but the footy's going to be even hotter. Good morning, sir.
Morning, John. There's nothing like the first morning of Confro. So here we go, Confro number 44, as you mentioned, from Townsville. Our first time back here since 2013. So we haven't been here for 11 years. It's been a city that's brought a lot to Confraternity Carnival, a history of it. We've got Ignatius Park College hosting this year, and we've got a massive week of footy coming up. I love it, Confro. It's a great time of year. 12
games to start things off today here. Doesn't get any better. And as I said, nice and warm conditions. This field at Jack Manskey Oval, home of the Townsville Blackhawks. And thanks to Adrian Thompson and the crew here from the Blackhawks for getting this ground in tip-top condition. So no excuses for both sides. A little bit of dodgy weather coming up here, but we can't control that. What we can control is how well the broadcast is coming to you. You can watch all 6 grounds live, thanks to our Red Corner production, so you'll be able to watch all of that. On field 1, we'll have the commentary, so obviously if you're nodding off, you can switch to the other grounds listening to Michael and myself, but we certainly hope you enjoy the conditions this afternoon. Trinity College and Chanel, what do we know about these two sides, mate? The skippers?
Yeah, 2 Div3 sides coming up here. Chanel, who was successful last year in Division 3 from Gladstone. So we've got Chanel, a great Confro competitor, been in the majority of carnivals, and they got the bus up here and got here yesterday. So the bus for Chanel, and one I haven't heard before, the Trinity College team, the Brisbane Catholic Education School from Beenleigh, they got the train up here.
Hey!
They got off the train yesterday, had a bit of a snooze yesterday. They came up overnight in the train like the old days, but they're refreshed. Their coach, Josh Lennox, says they're ready to go. So this should be a really good game. So we've got Trinity, who've been playing in the Titans Challenge on the Gold Coast. So they've been playing a little bit together in that Gold Coast sort of bottom of Brisbane competition, and Chanel playing their first game for the season together right now. Wow. So let's see how that's the beauty of Confro, John. Teams that have had already a bunch of games, teams that are playing for the first time, they come together for this carnival, and it's great what unfolds, and it's hard to predict.
8:40 is that kick-off. So every field, let's just run through that. Every field must, the hooter goes. If you're out there, you're out there. If you're not, you're not. You just lose those minutes of footy.
Yeah, so we've got 6 fields going concurrently, and we're going to have 2 games for each team today. They're 20-minute halves, no time off. We've got a quick break at half-time. Then we have the second 20 minutes, end of the game. Teams come off. The next game starts. You will hear a siren, which I'm sure is the air raid siren from the Second World War from Townsville, and it is going across these 6 grounds because we've got about 800 metres from ground 1 to ground 6. So those sirens have got to be heard because play has to start and finish at the same time on every ground just to keep the carnival moving. Otherwise, we can't get all of these games finished across the full day.
You'd have to feel for the anybody who's just moved in here and you hear that siren going off every day, you think, where are we?
You'll know about it pretty soon. We're going to hear it multiple times today. The test run a bit earlier, that worked well. There'll be no troubles hearing this on field 6. It goes the whole way.
I'm glad you gave me one, but I've had the luxury, obviously, being up here to call some Intrust and Host Plus Cup games when the Seagulls and company have been up here. It's a great venue. And there you are, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway. Confraternity 2024 as we see Trinity kicking off right to left. The breeze is coming over the top of the hill here, so it's coming from the top of your screen down to the bottom. And it will be Chanel who will have the first carry. 20-minute halves, no stoppages. We go right through with a 2-minute break at half-time. So they work it out there, getting through their work, and the tackle there is the hooker in a lead better. I don't know whether he's related to the principal of Runcorn. You'd imagine he would go to St. Laurie's.
He'll be watching Chris Lebetter now in Adelaide, still on the executive committee, but watching on now, I'm sure.
He's out of bed. It's a little half an hour earlier down there. So they come to this blind side, turns the inside ball here for the Chanel player and Plunkett will take that tackle just short of halfway. Numbers to the right, but they go to the middle again. It's still working this left-hand defence here for the Trinity boys. And they've got to the kick, last one. So they've got about 17 metres in this set of 6. Putting a banana kick off the right-hand side of the boot here. The sun's in the eyes, nicely taken there by the Chanel player, and they'll work it out 10 minutes out. So they got to their kick, Michael. Good start.
And Coach Chris Anderson for Chanel, he's a veteran of Confro, a bit more than 10 years as we've had a little drop ball, which Chanel will capitalise on and force a restart. Chris Anderson very keen in this first game for his team to get through the sets. You know, he promoted the basics. We want to hold the ball, get through our sets. They've done that. They forced a mistake. So they've got a chance here early.
So they'll get the line and drop out. Now, something I've noticed in the NRL creeping in a lot is the short line dropout. I am still baffled. Ever since the Broncos grand final last year where they did twice and cost them 8 points, that's more like it. So they get it out. They'll get a straight line. That comes off the chest. Referee's going to say no. There might have been a hand in there. So that's very, very fortuitous there for Trinity. And bad luck with Chanel saying that it came off the face of Falcon. But
yeah, and no captain's challenges here. And the referees do a great job over these. It's 4 days of play. We have a rest day Wednesday. We've got the boys and girls competitions running concurrently. 52 boys teams across 3 divisions. And we have 12 girls teams across 1 division. So the girls final will be on Thursday, and that'll be the curtain raiser to the State of Origin Women's Decider here in Townsville. The boys competition goes through till Friday. Finals day here Friday.
So that just goes behind. There's a chance here. So fortuitously now for Chanel, maybe justice is done there as they come up with a footy. They go to the blind side where they lock forward there and skipper Thomas Murphy. And Murphy, 6 to go, says the referee, 20 metres out. Centre of the park, they try to run through the forwards. Carter King, cut down, 15 short. Centre of Jack Mansky Oval here in Townsville, Confraternity 2024. Brought to you by CQ University. Underball here on the fence for Trinity's up in his face there. Jack Altman. A quick run from dummy half. Markers weren't quite ready, so the hooker's going to go for a bit of a run. Ryan Ahern, great name in rugby league. Michael Crusher can confirm that. Again, the defence here from Trinity's on point. They're holding the line here. No way through yet for Chanel. Score still 0-0. Puts a kick in here. Great catch here. Right on the ankles. I think it might have been the back row there in Carlson. He takes a beauty.
That's a good little reflex catch too. And Trinity will want that. They want to get out of this part of the field. And, you know, the basics when we talk about this, field position, possession. And certainly at the moment, Chanel have dominated that as we see what Trinity can do. That the advantage here too, I think, John, when they've played a bunch of games together in a couple of trials, that will hold Trinity in good stead. But Chanel, the champions from last year in Division 3, so with that they'll bring their own ability to play well in Confro. They've got about 5 players back from last year, Chanel, so there's been a bit of turnover for them despite being champs last year. So we'll see how they go today.
So they'll get to their kick here this set. They've only got about 35 minutes, so good defensive set here from Chanel. And Trinity will be forced to kick inside their 30-40. They'll go end over end. The 3 back men are back there. The fullback in Leandrew O'Reilly. Step off the left. Makes a little bit of a break halfway through there before he's reined in there by Greenaway. So they got to their kick, and now they need to hang on to the ball here, Chanel. Dart from dummy half, one out stuff, just trying to grind away. Baldwin stands in the tackle. Just short of the 40-metre line. Again, a run from dummy half. Whitehouse. He's 8 short. Centre of the park. Now they go through the hands. Now he's a rangy runner, but a good tackle around the ankles there from the Trinity player. And that was a front rower there, and skipper Josh Whitman, a good tackle. Last tackle, they put it on the toe, picked up nicely. So a little bit of to and fro, Michael, as they get into their work. Nerves are gone. Now it's time to play some footy.
Yeah, they've made, both coaches will be content so far. There's been some errors there's a ball out there, and that's going to be a knock-on. Just as I say it.
That's what I mean, mate.
We can do that, can't we? But, yeah, these are the things in these games. 20-minute halves, mistakes can be costly. You have to really defend those mistakes early in the game just to keep yourself going. Now, our live stream, it's available all 6 fields across confraternitycarnival.com.au, and also Field 1's coming through our Facebook page. So if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you tell us where you're watching from. We love to hear where everyone's watching from, because we have people from far and wide, places we never expect people to watch rugby league, and they join us.
Murphy takes it off the back here, gives it to the halfback now here. Mackay, they'll go into the corner and they'll open the account here. Will Chanel, back of it, error from Trinity, and they'll come up with the first points in the right-hand corner.
Yeah, we just mentioned those mistakes, and you have to defend those mistakes in Confro, and that one came back to bite Trinity there with the early try to Chanel. Just a bit of pace into that corner there. Doesn't speed kill. Whatever game you play, speed kills. That certainly helped on that occasion.
Well, the thing is, it's from a scrum, so it's a set play, Michael. We see a lot of it. We saw it actually in the NRL the other night. Scrum feed, they throw a dummy to the left, then they go to the right, draws the defenders nicely, and he shows up the inside man and goes over and scores.
Great left foot step early.
So it was the halfback going over to score there for Chanel in Edward Mackay. He started it
and
by
Eddie
feeding
Mackay,
the scrum.
One of a few Year 10 players in the Chanel team this year. They've got about 3 Year 10s in this team. So we don't see too many Year 10s in this competition, but we do get players who do go through and end up playing 3 Confraternity Carnivals. So it's a great experience for them to go different parts of Queensland. So Eddie Mackay, one of those Year 10s who's scored on debut for Chanel.
So Trinity, we've been looking at the right-hand side of Jack Mansky Oval for the first 7 minutes of this game. It's been all Chanel. A little bit to do with Trinity's handling errors. That's not a bad strike, just short to the left, so the score remains 4-0. So as we say, set plays, you're on your own. You've got to tackle the man up against the players that are coming at you. So we look at the replay here again for CQ University. You can see the halfback breaks from there. It's almost like a mousetrap on the side of the scrum, isn't it?
Yeah, we know communication and defence can be one of those things that takes you a bit to get used to as well early in the morning. These are unusual times. Some of these guys wouldn't have played at 8:40 a.m. for a few years, I would guess.
School
You've got to be up early.
You've got to be out of bed until midday.
That's right. You've got to be up early and getting ready to play. So it's a bit of a different feel. They'll be back later today, these two teams, to play again. So
all right.
Trinity will just try to win this battle of field position and possession.
So into the shadows, which still remain here at Jack Mansky Oval. As you mentioned, Michael, this is extraordinary stuff here from a side that has only come together for the first time. That's Churchwood. Again, one out. Attempt to tackle around the ankles here, but he busts the first one. It's Carter King. Gets almost to the 40. Quick play. The ball might have been a bit of a knock on, and there was. So good defence there coming from the 17 and Lucas Greenaway to force that error. So now Trinity have an opportunity inside the half of Chanel for a chance.
Yeah, they get their chance here. And shout out as well for Chanel from Curtis Island. So great to hear the team at Curtis Island who are watching from there. So let us know. We'll find it across the week. We had someone from Russia last year.
We did, yeah.
That.
We were everywhere.
They were watching on, people from Europe all over the place there. So Curtis Island, thanks for the shout out there, and good luck to Chanel for your viewpoint.
So let's see what they got. The centre 3/4. Hourigan gets over the 40, tackle around the ankles, looking for a quick play the ball. Player falls down and back play is Cody Bayliss. Takes that one almost to the 30. So Chanel defending a 4-0 lead. We're almost halfway through this first half, day one of Confraternity. Lock forward, Carlson again, and Ashton Carlson. He's driven back. So great defence here coming from Chanel. Looking for answers. They've got a back line out to the left-hand side to the clubhouse side of Jack Mansky. Cut out ball here, finds the centre 3/4. The defence comes up nice and quickly, and that cuts that down. They didn't get much advantage there at all, but Hourigan will get up and play. The dummy half wants to have a crack, and lead better gets to the 20. Last tackle now, so good defence here from Chanel. What have Trinity got here on the last play? And it's going to be a knock-on. That will be a changeover. Being the last, or they pack a scrum for this carnival. I would have thought if it's the last, it would be a changeover.
So a bit of promise there from Trinity with the moving the ball there. They looked okay too, and when you look at that, especially through their half-back and co-captain Luke Bostock, looks like he controls. He's in there to make that tackle as well, but he controls that attack quite well.
So again, Trinity probably need to do a little bit of Chanel and just slow play the ball down here, because at the moment Chanel not pick and drive, but just quick play the balls here. There's the 3 defenders involved in that tackle here. And look how quickly they get to their feet here. Chanel. That's the halfway line. They go to the left-hand side. Show and go here from Vetch, the skipper, but he'll take that tackle across the halfway line. Now with the big back rower. Churchwood, having a good game here. Churchwood put on his back now. It's the last here for Chanel, centre of Jack Mansky-Oval. They go to the left-hand side. Taking the line before he puts a kick in is Jake Fitch. Gets an awkward bounce, a terrible bounce, and neither of them can pick it up. And they'll play he's going to play the advantage. I thought the first knock-on actually might have come from Trinity, but anyway, the referee's right there.
Yeah, just popped up and the footy bounced the right way for Trinity here to see if they can just start to make some yards out of their own half. They've got speed on their edges, Trinity. You can see that. We can already see Caelan Hourigan just dropping back into fullback at the moment, and Laith Angus just playing at centre there. They look like two players with some speed, so we'll see what Trinity try to do to find a way through Chanel's defence. And the other thing I was just saying, they stay in the tackle a little bit longer here. Chanel just testing the referee, where that point is. Yes.
Bostock goes to the left-hand side. The redhead from Trinity. Every side needs a redhead, just saying. Gets a penalty here and might be the first of the match too, if my memory is not so bad. Michael, might be the first penalty.
Very handy one too, if they can just find some yardage down here. They just haven't yet really put that Chanel defence under real pressure and close to the line. So they get a chance here because that's a good touch finder right on the 20-metre line. Yeah. Player involved, that was Dallas Plunkett, gives up the penalty. So watch for him to try and redeem himself. But at the moment, Trinity down by 4-0. Still 8 minutes to go. Set clock here. We start and finish on all 6 grounds at exactly the same time. Well run carnival, as always, from Peter Elmore and the crew here at Confraternity. The big fella, Joshua Whitman. And Josh Whitman takes 3 defenders with him. They're 15 out from the try line. It's in the hands now of Boswick. There's a drop ball there. The first knock-on will go against Trinity, and it'll be a scrum feed to Chanel, 15 out. Yeah, you can just see the frustration there for Trinity. That was a good start to that set from the co-captain, Josh Witham, working hard and getting them centre field and ready to come off a play the ball there. So these games, they are 20-minute halves. They sometimes feel as that they go quickly, but there is time to get yourself settled and to mount comebacks if you need to do that. And Chanel have to work it out from their own half. We saw that with Marius Ashgrove last year, the last play, last minute. Yeah. Got the win, so you play the full 40. Such a quick game, but also it's a long carnival, fatigue, injuries. All have to be managed here for all sides here, all 62 teams. Well, that's right. So today, both teams will play 2 20-minute halves. So it's the equivalent of 80 minutes of football, which will happen again tomorrow. So we've got 2 really big days here for these young men and women. So big carry here from the replacement player. He might have just come on there for Chanel. So he got to the 40-metre line, kick here. It wasn't the last tackle, according to the referee. End over end, gets a nice bounce here, but the chase is very, very good. And he'll have to work that out 20 metres out from his own line. Yeah, and starting from that corner, albeit about 20 metres out. Be interested to see what Trinity do here with the speed they have with their edges as their co-captain Josh Wisham goes off at the moment, which may be an unplanned change. Looks like might be just holding his right arm. Might be a little bit sore. That'll be a blow for Trinity. Ooh. He's halfway through there, but a hand coming through from the tackler, Carter King, has knocked that ball out. And the player beforehand, that first set with big carry, is John King, the number 8. Sorry, I didn't get your number there, Johnny. Anyway, you're about to pack into the scrum. But again, Trinity, their own worst enemy, Michael Crutcher in their own half, coughing up possession and giving an opportunity here for Chanel to possibly put some more points on before half-time. They lead 4-0 with a try through Edwin Mackay, their halfback. Let's see what the set play is from this scrum. Nothing too fancy. The fence there is Angus, the tackler. Good ball, nor tackle. They need more of that, Trinity. Need to slow the play the ball now. King with the footy. And King goes one way. King rolls over a couple of players before he gets across the 30-metre line. They need some more of that there, Chanel, and that could cause some real havoc, especially at the back end of the game here. The defence here from Trinity is 1, 2, 3 defenders. They need to peel back quickly. Chanel will get up and play it. Dummy half now is a Hearn. They go to the lock forward. Thomas Church Murphy, the skipper, one of 2. 18 out. They go to the side where they scored their first try. Show and go here from the halfback. Trying to get through there again. There is Edward Murphy. He likes that side of Jack Mansky Oval, but the defence is there. Last tackle now here for Chanel.
Throws a dummy, big dummy, stepping, trying to weave his way through, trying to get through. This is a great determined effort here, but eventually the cover defence holds him up. I think he might have actually been across the line briefly there, Michael Crutcher, before he's pushed back by 3 defenders.
That's a great effort. Hey? Just get running almost like you'd see maybe a determined lock forward running there, but it was a 5'8" who is up there tackling straight away also. So good early effort, and that's going to be a turnover forced backwards over the line. So good hustle from Chanel. They'll have another attacking chance here.
Well, I don't know whether he did any favours a dummy half here, because he threw it to the player who was in the in goal there instead of taking a dart from himself in the field of play to try and get a couple of metres. So anyway, a line drop out here, see if they can put some juice on that. I'm going to see who the referee is for this match, because they do a great job and they deserve a mention as well, as always. Yeah,
they work all day across 6 fields, so do a fantastic job.
Blake Douglas out there in the middle. Johnny King winds up Johnny King, and that's a better tackle there, right around the ankles there from the hooker and Ledbetter. I need to do that across the park here now. Trinity defending as Chanel. They're locked forward, sees half a gap here, and Thomas Murphy, and Murphy is going to get close to the line here. He's going to run into the upright, and he's lost the footy.
Yeah, just trying to reach out there, it seemed, and the ball's come loose.
I was going to say it was a knock-on because I didn't think it was a change. It definitely wasn't the last, so it will be a scrum.
Yes, there'll be a scrum to play out there. Yeah, just the ball, just a temptation there at times to reach out. We've still got some people watching here. Ormo, a shout-out for Trinity College from Ormo, so from Melissa there. So let us know where you're watching from. One from Malta. Glenn says he's in Malta.
I bet Glenn didn't give his last name. Yeah, he's on the run. No, kidding, Glenn. So Malta, how about that? Here's a chance here now for Trinity. Something out of nothing. It's a foot race. The fullback's coming at him. Too late here, and they're going to get 4 points here. Trinity, they run away with it. He's going to score underneath the uprights. The centre 3/4 there on Keelan Hurrigan. We mentioned him before here. Clean set of heels. Might see him in 2032 at the Brisbane Olympics.
Yeah, we said before that there's a bit of speed out wide for Trinity, and it was something that they were hoping they could use against Chanel, and that was an example there. Hurrigan's been playing at fullback today, swapping positions there with Laith Angus, just chimed in, bust the tackle, and he was quick. We can see the cover coming across. It was going to be an interesting race here. Here was a lunge, just not quite there. But they're the sort of tries, getting late in this first half here now. That's a real bonus for Trinity, and that's that speed that Chanel will have to watch.
So again from a set play, scrum. So you need to be careful. Player did lose his footing in defence there. I'll give him that little margin of error there. But yeah, laid his ears back, didn't he, Keelan Hurrigan, and just absolutely ran 90 metres. Chance of an ankle tap to throw him off balance from the fullback, Leandro O'Reilly, but it wasn't enough here. But they've come back, and they're going to they will. Well, hang on. Better wait for the kick first, kiss it there. But they may well go into the half-time break with a 2-point lead.
Well, we see too in these games when it's, when the 20-minute halves, these conversions can be so important. We've seen so many games decided by little margins in Confro. When Trinity had that last year, they played Xavier in their quarter-final last year in Div3 and lost that game 6-4, as we see this replay now.
Just loses his footing the red-headed defender there, and look at this. Just went straight forward. I saw some highlights of Greg Inglis, and we talk about the hammer for dough making long-range tries. You don't look back. You just go forward, swerve and go through and see how you go.
Yeah, we saw Inglis from a young age do that.
Yeah.
Just long-range tries were his staple. And, this is what Confro is about too. It's with 2 players from the 2022 Grand Final in the Shield for St. Pat's Mackay and Ignatius Park College have made their NRL debuts in the last couple of weeks. So it's a pretty high standard at different parts of this competition.
Good kick there into the sun here. Half a break down the left-hand wing hit. So the message I'd say to Trinity is get it to your wingman or the centre 3/4. That will be half-time here. 6 points to 4. Try to Lachlan, Keelan Hurrigan and Edward Mackay, and one conversion has a 6-4 lead, half-time lead. We'll come back with the second half here from Confraternity 2024. 6-4. Lovely conditions here at Jack Mansky Oval, 2 tries in the first half, pretty much one at either end, Michael Crutcher, but let's have a look at the first one here, again from a scrum.
Yeah, both scrum plays here, and we just see the quick numbers play there to the right for Chanel, and a great left foot step too from Eddie Mackay, one of the year 10s from Chanel. Just enough speed to get to the corner and get the first try of field 1 of Confro for this year.
Yeah, something to remember. This one just got him off the wrong foot here, the defender here, but look at that, just head back, fullback, tried to get him all his might. I'll tell you what, another 5 metres, maybe, oh no, he started to tire, was the other defender in the white headgear, but a good try, and very importantly, underneath the crossbar to give a conversion and a 6-4 lead, mate. Now, last time you were here, there was a stadium to our left. What happened?
If you know Townsville Brothers here, Jack Mansky Oval, you'll know that it neighbours the old Cowboys Stadium, the inaugural North Queensland Cowboys Stadium, which went by many names over its years in rugby league. It's gone. It's been demolished. So if you haven't been here for a year or two, if you're coming to Confro and you came to Cowboys games, you're going to see a grass paddock where all those different stadium names used to stand. Of course, a brilliant new Cowboy Stadium in the CBD now, but it's a bit of a weird feeling. But what it does mean is that we can look to our left and see down to field 5 and 6, which are Ryan Catholic College's fields. So the first 4 fields here are part of the Townsville Brothers complex, and then Ryan Catholic College, which neighbours this precinct, has fields 5 and 6. So that's how we get the 6 fields, because of the size of Confro, we need 6 fields to make this competition possible, and that's what we've got this year here. Great setup at Townsville, and the weather forecast is brilliant. So tops this week of about 26 to 28. So if you're watching from other parts of Queensland and you've got the fire going, or you've got a blanket on, you don't have it in Townsville right now.
I've had enough of the cold. I've burnt a lot of our furniture in the house to keep warm. So now Chanel will kick off from right to left. They are coached by Chris Anderson, and the principal for that school is Dr. Susan Buncombe. And for the Trinity College, they're coached by Joshua Lennox, and their principal is Alison Alcoett. So, yeah, it was all, to be perfectly honest, scoreboard doesn't really reflect. It was all basically Chanel in the first half here, but you take your opportunities, and Trinity did that with a try there to Kurigan. So 6-4, as we see Trinity work it out from the northern end here at Jack Mansky Oval. Oh, that's a good shot there. Probably the tackle of the match so far, coming here from Crossan. They put the kick in, it's not the last. I'm not saying he's going for a 40-20 here, but the chasers are coming through. He's on his own now here as Leandro O'Reilly. There's nobody back there to help him. He's going to take the tackle there from the chaser, and Carroll will be pulled down on the 30. So they got to the kick, Trinity. Yeah,
just noticing for Trinity, still their co-captain Josh Witham not back on the field. We just saw him go off and seemed to have a twinge with his right arm. Not sure what it was, but he's obviously a player who was very important to this team. So Trinity will have to do that without their main man in the middle.
Halfway line. It's been crossed here by Chanel. Standing the tackles. That allows a quick play the ball here. A checkered and staggered defence. That's a lovely flat ball here. Hits the player on the advantage line in Thomas Murphy. He'll be pulled down. He loses the footy here, unfortunately. A good run, and that's all yucky now. That'll be a scrum feed to Trinity. So let's see what happens at the back of this scrum feed.
Yeah, that was a nice ball there. That just enabled that run through there for Chanel. Jake Veach, the co-captain, there with Thomas Murphy. So Jake Veach, one of the Chanel players back from last year's campaign at the St. Lawrence's Fields in Brisbane. And here was another bust here as well too.
So again from the set scrum.
That Laith Angus there just showing he's also a player with speed to watch for Chanel's defence.
Geez, they've come out with some vigour, haven't they, Trinity? They were down the dumps with 5 minutes to go in that first half, and they're a completely different side here, playing with confidence. They've also got footy in hand here as Carlson takes it across the 40. So Chanel, this is a different side you've got to defend against now in the second half, is Boston. Finds a forward runner there in Riley Rout, get to the 32 metres out from the try line. There's about 5 or 6 players to the right here for Trinity, but they go to the left here, spinning and turning, and it's Carlson again with the carry. And Carlson will get just to the 20-metre line. Now it's the last tackle, says referee Douglas. 3 to the left, so it's 3 on 3. Trying to get a grubber kick here. Was that played out? It's going to be picked up, and I think he might actually be offside. And he is that Chanel player, so they'll get another set of 6 here, Trinity. So just reflexes, reach down and grab. You've got to feel for the kid, Michael Crutches. That's just a reflex grab of the footy, but you're offside.
Yeah, it is, but also the pressure you get when you take the ball to the line and put a kick in, and little mistakes like that can happen. Just running that ball to the line is always an advantage in that late in the set, and Trinity now with a very good hit up from the first tackle.
So full of confidence here. They lead 6 points to 4. With the half-back in Bosworth. Kicking early in the tackle here. The defence is not quite ready for it. He takes it into the field of play, but goes into the in-goal area. So now it'll be Trinity who have to practice. Chanel will have to practice their line dropouts from the same end.
Well, the interesting part of this game was, given Trinity's had a few games together, they played in the Titans Challenge competition there. Chanel playing their first game together for the year. It's always interesting to see if that does play a role in the second half. And Chanel certainly had plenty of enthusiasm early and dominated that field position. Now they're going to have to defend here.
Surprised they didn't kick to the left-hand side with that sun still in play here. Nice little juggling act there from the Trinity half back there, and Luke Bosworth. He gets the offload now here to Altman, and Altman rolls over, and another penalty, this time for in the ruck too long. So they just had too many players in. So just, what is this? Mirrored events from the first half. We're just looking at the right-hand side of the screen. It's all Trinity this time.
Yeah, it is. They're going to have a start here. Another good... No, it's going to fall short with that breeze. Is pushing across there. And we're going to see that today as players get used to that.
Correct.
That looked really good off the boot, that, and it just held up.
As I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, at 15 to 20 knots from the east. Coming from top screen to bottom of the screen here, Jack Mansky comes over the hills or through the gap. So something they'll probably have to adjust to, maybe go to the right-hand side. So other sides will be looking on and taking note. It's not Bundaberg, though, that's for sure. That was ferocious. If you remember Michael Crutcher, the win from the right to the left.
I won't forget that Bundaberg win for many, many years. It's 5 years ago this year, and I can still recall it.
Yeah.
There's a little knock on, and that was a little giveaway there. The head went back, and the play the ball. And the referee was across that. Just a tiny knock on, not much in it, but a chance again for Trinity College to see what can they do. The team that arrived in Townsville on the train, if they can...
That's right, yeah. And I bet you they don't have a quiet carriage when you've got a bunch of kids on there.
No, if you're looking for a nice peaceful trip up of an older citizen, you would add a bit of noise.
Turn the hearing aids down. Angus. Good quick play the ball here from Trinity. They go to the blind side. We've got a replacement player there, and Ryan Way with a pink headgear. I love players who wear different coloured headgear. Helps me out. A penalty again. So the penalties are starting to come a little bit thick and fast here against Chanel in the ruck. Quick tap, play the ball. They're half asleep here. He's aware of that there is Carlson. And Carlson steals probably an extra 5 or 6 metres. They're 12 out from the try line on the far side. Now with the big fella in Greenway. And I remember Greenaway having a great game last year. I thought, well, this is another Greenaway, but he may actually be a grade 12 student. To the right they go. The 5'8", and Cody Bayliss tries to weave his way through there. 10 out. Blind side. A little kick over the top here. Does he fly high? He does. And what? Can he get it down? Oh, he's gone in the touch. The flags come up. They're celebrating here, Trinity. They can't see the flag. He got into the in-goal area, Michael, but he got taken out in the dead ball in goal area right line thing. I don't know what that's called.
Foot came across as well. It just seemed was a perfect kick. Just a lovely kick straight across to the corner, and the winger knew it was on, catches it beautifully, just unable to get that ball there. The foot goes down.
I'll tell you what he's guilty of. He's actually going to try and promote the footy around further. Unfortunately, he's off balance. He was unable to convert, so fortuitously there for Chanel, and they also get a penalty to get out of their own end. So 6-4, and well done to the touch judges. Also learning their trade. A young fellow down there, he believed him to be out, and good on him.
Some of the Div 3 and Div 2 games, the schools will provide touch judges, and he saw that foot hit the sideline there. So, as I said, we've got 6 fields playing now, and we've got teams from all over the state. So this is our Gladstone versus Beenleigh match here, but as the day goes on, we'll see teams from all parts of Queensland with these schools. So Catholic and independent schools, mostly Catholic schools from across Queensland. Probably more than 40 of the schools are Catholic schools. And we'll see all the way through to the last game today, which will be a Div 1 cracker. Ignatius Park College, the hosts, versus Marymount. So Townsville v Gold Coast in the last game.
Good carry there from Cooper Graham on the park, and now with John King. So two big bodies out here for Chanel, trying to get that lead back. They coughed up 2 minutes before half time. They're about a metre out in the shades here. Jack Mancy trying to dart from dummy half in, but the markers are smarter. He's lost the footy, and there'll be a changeover. Might be a one-on-one strip, actually.
But if you want to lose the ball, you want to lose it about there.
99.5 metres away from the other end, yeah, correct.
Just to make it tough here. Oh, and there's a mistake.
So
Would Chanel have a chance here now? We're 11 minutes away from full time in this game, and they'll get a perfect opportunity here to try to get this lead back.
Plenty of time. As we saw, it's 2 minutes to go. They scored to take the lead. This game we got here on field one, as a matter of fact, is Mount Maria up against Good Shepherd.
Yes, so Mount Maria and Good Shepherd, again, two schools from different parts of the state who will be meeting here, which is just a great part of Confro. The players get to play against teams they rarely would get the chance otherwise.
So here we go now for Chanel. Can they hang on the footy this time with dummy half and Veach? Again, good flat ball here to the lock forward Thomas Murphy, but the defence is there, led by the 5'8" and Bayliss. Metre out. King, the big fella, trying to spin and turn the referees right there. He's going to award the try here. I defy anybody to stop Johnny King that far out. That's a good crash ball, and they take the lead back here to Chanel.
Well, we talk about mistakes in Confro, John, and the pressure that can put on you. That was one of those. Just a mistake that gave Chanel the ball. And we mentioned earlier, as we see this charge here, that's going to be tough. They did well to turn him too. They did manage to turn him, but he just, with sheer power, just got himself back on the other side. But I said Chris Anderson, the coach of Chanel, a veteran of more than 10 Confros, as coach of the Gladstone School, and he mentioned, given it's their first game, this was a basics game. Hold the ball, complete your sets, and they got the turnover there and just played some pretty straightforward footy and got the try.
Did Chris coach in Toowoomba?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Conversion attempt is there, so they take it to 10 points to 6. But yeah, mistakes again, leaking points.
Yeah, if you get these mistakes, they can be killers in these games, especially with 9.5 minutes to go now. As a replay,
it starts off with 5 defenders. Count them.
Yeah.
2 of them fall away, and there's 3 more still there.
And I just thought they turned him. I thought, hang on, this might be a chance, but just too strong. Some good Facebook commentary. If you're watching on Facebook, let us know where you're watching from. Some support for Chanel there on our Facebook stream.
So 9 minutes remaining on all 6 fields. As Michael Crutch has mentioned, you can watch the live stream of all. This is the enhanced broadcast, but you can watch wherever you're from and flick between games and just see what's going on. And also go to the website to get the results a little bit later on as the day progresses. Confraternity 2024 here, live from the home of the Townsville Black Horse at Jack Mancy Oval. There's a penalty here now to Chanel. Well, it took an eternity to get any penalties in the first half, and now I think we've got about 6 in the second half.
Yeah, we've got a few, and we talk about the sets after points, and you just want to see if you can keep the pressure on, but they're not going to kick for touch, and there's that breeze there we've spoken about. Just going to play straight, a bust all way, straight away.
Fantastic. Good carry there from... He's still going. Somebody stop him. I was going to say run out of the stadium, or not into another one because it's not there anymore, but that's a good carry. Good, quick ball inside here as Chanel, mate, still goes down the lock forward. He's still going. Get away from me. Get away from me. Goes all the way and scores. Tommy Murphy, the skipper. They score a great try here, Chanel. Oh, came from a bust inside their own half, Michael Crutcher.
We put together a highlights package of Confred tries at the end of every day, and I reckon we'll put this one on it. That was a try that seemed to start and stop on several occasions, as we see that nice little inside ball and the angle that was run, and then managed to... There was spiders all over him. The efforts there from Trinity to try to bring him to ground, but that was a determined run, and we'll whack that on the plays of the day later this afternoon.
Outstanding, and right in front of the uprights as well, so Goal kickers will be very happy. 14 points to 6. First try they scored through I think it might have been
Eddie
halfback.
Mackay.
Eddie Mackay was
Yes.
the wide one. That wasn't
Yep.
converted. It's the only unconverted try thus far. Just putting the heat on here, Matt Holzberger.
You can see the experience too in the Chanel team with their co-captains, 2 players back from last year, Jake Veach and Thomas Murphy. And that experience as the conversion goes over for a 16-6 lead, that experience can mean a lot as we see the replay again here. It's worth watching one more time too. A nice, just that little turn inside there. And then found the gap with the defensive line just a little bit fractured. But that experience they talk about, the experience of Confro, once you play one, you sort of have a better understanding of what it's all about. If it's your first Confro, it can just seem a real blur. You've got 80 minutes of football Monday, 80 minutes Tuesday. And when you come back a second year, you start to understand just the stamina needed, just the importance of possession and completing sets and field position. And you start to work out if you can get those basics right, you're a chance in most games.
Short kick-off here. It's been knocked forward. He might have been offside. There was a knock on. It's going to be scrum feed, I think, here to Trinity.
It will be. And there's still 6 minutes to go here. And we say the games go fast, but Trinity's down by 10 points here. They've got 6 minutes. If they can do something with this set, which they're going to start about 35 metres out, well, they put themselves in a position to strike and to have a crack late. We've seen, you mentioned the Marist Ashgrove game last year, which is the one that we recall after the siren, but there's been plenty of games in Confro when teams have just tired late, and fatigue can leave mistakes.
So here we go again from the back of the scrum. Just that nice underball here to the centre three-quarter in Whitehouse. Wasn't expecting it. He'll take the tackle in the end there by Cody Bayliss. Just want to give a shout out here to Cooper Graham, who was actually the number 10 who made that first bust to lead to that play of the ball to try. The redhead. Have his name at the time there, so here he is now actually with the coach. This time he gets crunched. You're not going to bust this line. He's getting absolutely poleaxed here from the opposite front row and Joshua Whitman, and he's going to get a penalty out of it. Remonstrating now is Whitman. He seems to think it's a fair shot. I think he's having to go at maybe a hand in there, or I don't know, but
yeah, we just go back in this game too. That try that Trinity almost scored in that right-hand side when the foot went out in the in goal, that just changed the game. You think about that, if that try goes over, this is a totally different game, but as the football bounces somewhere in the commentary box here.
But the other thing was, more important, the try just before half-time. They were down the dumps there, weren't they?
They were.
They were gone, Trinity.
It's been a game of momentum swings.
So over halfway, almost to the 40. This is right underneath us here. There's a carry now here from Angus Mackay. Mackay draws 3 defenders. Mackay will get almost to the 30-metre line. They're bringing out the big forwards now. Here is Chanel. Good shot here coming from the replacement player there in. Big hit there. Under ball, flat-footed, but he's going to get a few metres out of the tank there as Cooper Graham. Recovered from that shot last carry. Try scorer Murphy gives the offload, throws a big dummy. That's a big dummy there from Chanel halfback there and Jack Fitch. He almost threw the stitches out of the ball. Massive last tackle, 12 out. It's with the halfback from Chanel in Mackay. They're going to go. Oh, there's an intercept here and away he goes, but it's going to be the replacement player in Ryan Way. Quick play the ball. Might have been a little knock on, but play on, says the referee. They're going to the left-hand side. So now with Trinity with the footy in hand here. Chanel didn't need that. They're down by 10 points and running out of time.
Just stuck his hand up there and that ball stuck. I think it might have been surprising him as well, but it's put Trinity on a run here.
Spinning and turning, still going. With this winger there at Spies. So all of a sudden we're on the right-hand side of Jack Mansky Oval and are threatening our Trinity once again. Carroll. Again, look at this quick play the ball here. He's trying to hang on to him as Carter King. The referee's going to penalise Carter King for hanging on to him. Well, be fair, he actually kept crawling towards the try line. I thought the Trinity player should have gone back to play. I think Carter King might have been a little bit hard done by there, but nonetheless, the penalty is gone and they'll have another crack at the line. Riley Rout now.
Time becomes very important. 2.5 minutes left here, so Trinity have to strike quickly. All these teams got 3 pool games, so one loss doesn't put you out of contention at all. It just makes it a little bit harder to reach the top 2, but everyone will play the same amount of games this week, as that knock-on probably ends Trinity's hopes of winning this game and will put Chanel into a winning start. So each team is in a pool of 4. They'll play 2 games in that pool, and after those games, it's decided the different positions for playoffs.
10 minutes out on the line, and we'll be wrapping this one up nice and quickly as we get prepared for the second game here. It's a Good Shepherd up against Mount Maria. Mount Maria from Mitchelton. I don't know that one because it's the next suburb over. Home of some legendary folk, suburb of Mitchelton, as we go through Holsberger. We get up and play, 20 out. It's not giving up here now, Chanel, looking for some more points. For and against can come into it, Michael, or is it...
Yes, it can.
It can?
To determine how teams move through.
I haven't recalled too many draws in Confraternity.
We had a draw in a quarter-final a few years back that was decided on who scored first. It was Padua versus St Brendan's, and it came down to the first try.
Oh, it was Sue. Is that in Bundy?
Bundy, yes.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So there's all sorts of, in these short carnivals, to make sure we've got ways that teams can be separated when it comes to the finals.
Yeah, I can remember Peter Elmore actually did a little bit of a jig that day. Last one we saw of Peter. That's going to be a handling error. 50 seconds short of half full time, I should say.
We can hear some good energy in the crowd, and that's what Confro does. It brings together people, parents who travel, siblings, some friends who come down, and a lot of people who, once they've been to one Confro, just keep coming back. And we'll have a number of Ignatius Park former students this year who'll come back and watch Iggy Park at home, trying to win the first Townsville Confro in 11 years.
So just if you're at the ground and you're watching, as we see a scrum we win a feed there to Thomas Murphy. They're going to keep it alive here. The fullback tries to get through there, and Leandro O'Reilly. 10 seconds remaining on the clock. 3 on 2. That's going to be a knockback, says the referee. Play on, keeping it alive. That will be full time, you would think, as we wait for the siren. No, you're going to get one more play in. The try scorer wants to go through again. There's Murphy. And that will go dead in goal by the fullback and Angus, and that will be try. If you're at the ground, remember, get over to Australians, check out all the gear. It's all wonderful stuff. Ross is actually here. Michael Crutcher, thanks for your company. We'll be back with the second game here. Set the kick-off shortly. And we are live here, Confraternity 2024.
Here we come.